All of us must have had that experience over any kind of corporate meets or family gatherings or gathering with the friends, wherein we constantly hear somebody saying that, well, they are not getting that promotion which is deserved by them, the kind of recognition that is, but obviously for that person who is deserving, and a lot of complaints about their hard work not being realized, not recognized, and rewarded. That promotion which he or she might be deserving has been given to somebody else, and so on. This is becoming so often, this is becoming so common, topic of discussion. Like as I mentioned always the other day, the 70% of the working population in the whole world is dissatisfied, is discontent. And we keep on hearing this, complaints about not being recognized, not being promoted, not being given the right kind of recognition. And it is always the management, it is always the boss who is wrong, who's doing a partiality, who's not recognizing, who's either bossy or ignores the contribution of the team members, and so on. But let me tell you one thing. It is not the boss who's going to help you grow. It is not your supervisors who are, the main reason behind your growth. The main reason behind your growth is your own knowledge, is your skill sets, and is your analytical capability while you are working on any project. So, when we're talking about this, everything starts with you and your intention to put 100% of yours into whatever you're doing. I see a lot of people in the corporate world, once they join a department or an organization, for years they work on that organization, for years they work on the project, and they work very hard, and yet they are stuck with that same kind of department, they're stuck with the same kind of job roles, and only maybe sometimes the designation changes, but the job description does not change much. The main reason behind why you're getting stuck, why you are not being recognized, why you are not being rewarded of what you deserve, basically could be you yourself. The kind of skill sets, the kind of education, the kind of technical knowledge that you had, when you joined the organization, let's say 10 years or 20 years back, nothing much changes except, more workload increases, more management happens, and more projects being assigned to you. Apart from that, the core skill sets does not change. I have the kind of skill sets has, even when we go through the LinkedIn profile, we have seen that no skill sets or no new certifications or no new knowledge or technical certification or technical training has been added to the profile for almost like 10 years, 15 years. But yes, the person is growing, the person is working, the person is, given more assignments, given more work, but still the person is dissatisfied. Because it's not about monotony. A lot of people say this might be very monotonous, that's the reason the person, is bitter or is talking like this. But it's not about monotony. There is no job in this whole world which will change every day. Every day the dynamics change, every day the needs change, every day, the contribution expected from the employees change. It cannot be that every day, every quarter, you are given something completely excitingly new. You have to do what is coming on, what the kind of project is, because whenever a project is developed, whenever a project is delivered, it has a time frame, the project life cycle, which we call. So if a project is designed for 5 years or 10 years, with an impact of 5 years or 10 years in the impact zone, that means the project will be doing the same thing over 5 years, 10 years or more. And everybody associated with the project will not be doing something great, something new. every day apart from the project itself. So what is it that you can do to move forward, not only in terms of growth in career, but in terms of growth of knowledge, growth of I say technical skills, skill sets, and so on. See, with the COVID-19, what we observed is, since the people were stuck at home and they were doing a lot of work from home, so every profile that you can see, people suddenly realized, with the job loss, with the pay cuts, with the layoffs, people suddenly realized, it's like they woke up and said like, oh, I better upgrade my skills, I better learn that, I better learn this, because the market is changing, there is need for new skills, so I need to do that. So what I have observed since March, we have observed that there was out of 100, I can say at least 90 profiles as such, which has been updated, which has been let's say a synopsis kind of done, editing has been done of the skill sets, and there is a lot of certification which is going on online, and every other day some person or other is posting a certificate of course completion or course accomplishment. Now the thing is, my question is, when things were right, when things were when the times were right, and when there was not a COVID situation, there was not a challenging situation, what was actually preventing you from doing that course? What was actually preventing you from upgrading your skills? What was actually stopping you from learning new things? Now that you understand that your position is challenged, that now that you understand that the existing job skill sets that you already have is not going to be enough, and the employers are going to look for more, so you're trying to add more skill sets, more training, more knowledge to it. My question is, when the times were right, when you were partying around, when you were having the gala time, when you were working, a lot of people say, oh, I was not partying around, I was busy, stuck up with the work. The thing is, when you say you're stuck up with work, that means two things. First thing is your lack of capability for prioritizing things, and second, it shows you as somebody who is a victim of procrastination, because you joined this industry, you joined the organization knowing that workload increase every day. So you were not doing that micromanagement. You actually were not able to handle the small things, and the small things piled up into big things, and procrastination took over, and ultimately you were stuck up into every kind of project wherein it might have involved like a very lesser interaction, but now it's all on you. So when you say you're stuck up, the first two things that reminds me of is your incapability to do that prioritizing, the micromanagement at the work level. Second is your habit of procrastination, because except these two, you can never get stuck up into a work, because work will be assigned, you will work on it, you will prioritize what needs to be done first, you will get those things done, and you will keep moving, and new projects will come. Now the thing is, how can you get new different types of projects? Because when you are having the same set of skill sets, your projects assigned to you would be in accordance to the skill sets that you already have been showing, you already have been displaying, and you already would be having. If you were upgrading your skill sets, if you were learning new things, if you were upgrading the knowledge, the technology knowledge, the management would have also thought like, okay, he's upgrading, so while collaborating or while taking up this new project, let's not bring that manager from outside, or let's not appoint somebody from outside. Let us do a kind of internal job posting, internal job movement, and let us involve this person, because he's been constantly upgrading his skills, and his present skill set says that he knows this technical stuff. So why not we involve that person? Why not we give that person the first chance to work on that? See, you didn't do that skill upgradation, and you still expected new projects, new things, and new dimensions to be added to your career. That's very difficult. That's very honestly speaking, I would say very unjustified to even ask from the management. Now, we have spoken about what is the problem, and but how to come out of it. I mean, every day, every work is getting complicated. More and more work assignment is being given. Time is getting shorter. Productivity is expected even beyond, the working hours and so on. So how does one cope up with this? How does one keep on moving forward? Develop new skills, learning new things, and how to escape that monotony. First thing I would suggest is, the very first thing is, today with the online courses appearing from various reputed institutions across the globe, it is very, very easy for you to with a course, and picking up your subject of your choice, and you might be learning new technology, you might be learning new skills. I mean, it's not about only technology. You might be learning team management, you might be learning how to do the marketing stuff, how to do the marketing, how to interact with people, how to work with Excel, and so on. There are thousands of courses which can add value to your skill sets, which will be beneficial to you. So instead of that partying around, instead of that layback attitude, why not you register with an online course and learn something? Like in the business hours, the first initial business hours, the work pressure is huge. So it is primarily that you are interacting with the clients, writing that email, taking that call. But on the later part of the day, when the work pressure is not that much, you might utilize that in studying new technology, new skill sets, new kind of course. Because these courses, I have been attending a lot of course of late, and since past 10-12 years, I've been learning a lot from online only. So the thing is, I have found that these online courses are so well designed as per keeping in mind the working professionals, that how much time they can invest and how much in-depth knowledge about this particular topic is required for a person registering. And there are assignments, there are questions, there are quizzes. So I believe the learning is a very much interactive thing. It's not like a boring kind of sitting in the class kind of training schedule. You learn a lot through interaction. You meet new people across the globe. You exchange your ideas. You write back to them. You get to hear their feedback, and you get to work on assignments, real lifetime assignments, which wherein you can really contribute your inputs, and you can learn. The first thing is, you can learn a lot of things, whether it's Google Analytics, whether it's social media marketing, whether it is the CEO part, whether it is the SMM or SEO part, or new skills about team building, team communication, team motivation. So the thing is, instead of having that laid back attitude of who's going to work after the working hours, or who's going to work when the pressure is so much, I would say that registering yourself for an online course is a great way of ensuring that you go to the course every day, you learn something new. And the best part is, since it is based on the present industry that you're kind of working on, you can correlate, and you can put those ideas and the new tips and tricks that you might be learning in the course, and you might be yielding good results. When you get great results, the management is also management also starts noticing your contribution, and they also see you as somebody who's constantly upgrading. That means the person is looking for new skill sets and new opportunities to explore. So management also starts involving you, and you are given new different type of assignments, wherein different types of skill set is required, which you might have learned through online courses. Second part, I see a lot of people say that I'm very busy, but in every metropolitan city in India and abroad also, I can tell that the time you spend in the bus, or in your private vehicle, or in the tube, or in the metros, the main thing is, there is a huge time which is spent during commuting. So why not you read a book instead of that magazine, or instead of that newspaper feeding you constantly fabricated and custom tailor-made information to make you only reactive. I mean, Newspapers basic work is to make you reactive instead of being proactive. The thing is, you read the news, you start believing something, you start developing an idea, you start developing a kind of notion, a perception, and you when you talk about those with the people, basically what you do is you are wasting the time, valuable time, which you could have used in learning a new technology, learning a new skill sets, or completely learning about a new subject altogether. If not, you might have been easy for you to read a book on self-help, about self-management, time management, and so on. So instead of that book, instead of that newspaper, why not you read a nice book? Why not you go through the books which will help you in developing new skill sets, in managing your team, in understanding yourself even better. Self-help books, there are some great self-help books like Stephen Covey's book that I have read, the 8 habits of successful people. Well, if you read those kind of book, of late I'm reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's by Robert Kiyosaki. It's a great book. It's a great book. It gives you a lot of insights, right? It gives you a lot of direction in your thoughts. The other day I was reading a book called Connecting the Dots by Rashmi Bansal, wherein she's talking to entrepreneurs from India and their struggle and how they came across out of it, and they implemented something new and created great organizations. So the thing is, when you are constantly feeding yourself positive information, positive write-ups, and positive lifestyle about positive people, what happens, you start developing that kind of mentality, you start developing that kind of thought process, and you start implementing those kind of ideas in your workplace. So what happens is your positivity gets spread across the department, across your subordinates, and it also enhances the organizational environment. It also enhances the way people are looking forward to reporting to you, the way people are working, the way people are reporting. So there is a lot of positivity in the department. There is a lot of activity which goes on towards driving the best of the best contribution, the best of the best output of the employees. So that kind of environment can only start with you reading a good book, instead of that newspaper or that magazine, which is not going to yield any good result, not going to add up any value to your life. Things are going to change. What are you going to do? I mean, apart from becoming paranoid about the COVID-19 situation, what is it that a COVID-19 news on the TV or on your mobile or on the newspaper is going to do? Like you keep on hearing about the death tolls, the number of peoples affected across the world, and the number of deaths, the painful deaths happening. You watch the video, you read that news, you read that information out of Facebook. So what is happening basically, since morning to night, you're constantly feeding negative feedback into your system, and that actually is decreasing your immunity system, because the way you think, the way your mind is, it impacts the way your body reacts, because it releases the chemical reactions, the chemicals, the negative chemicals, and so on. That's the reason it's so very vital to remain very positive in this situation. Offload doctors are saying, of late, they are keeping on mentioning that it is the immunity system which is getting badly impacted. That's the reason the people are not able to cope up with the COVID-19 situation. Now the thing is, when you're thinking constantly negative, when you are constantly living in fear, when you are constantly, see, the main thing is doctors are always mentioning a good health means 3 different aspects combined together. First is your physical health, second is your mental health, and third is your social connectivity, social health. So the thing is, with the social distancing, the social health part is set back. Mental health, you're constantly reading your WhatsApp news, you're constantly watching those negative news in the newspaper, reading it in the newspaper, watching it over the television, and obviously with the lockdown, not much physical activity is happening on your end. So what is basically is happening is you are actually in a stage wherein you are welcoming those viruses or the negative influences, and very soon you get sick, you fall sick. So the thing is, why not put aside all these things and read a good book, and share what you are. You can join a library, you can join a reading club. There are some fantastic reading clubs online also, wherein strictly it is discussion about books, about sharing of ideas, and so on. So when you indulge into that kind of positive activity, such kind of positive interactivity, what is happening is not only you are picking up positive inputs, but the thing is you are bound to give positive inputs, share your inputs also with a group, and accordingly have a healthy discussion. Whatever you learn, automatically you will be sharing with your team within the organization, and utilizing the skill sets. So what happens is, along with you, there is positivity in the department, there is positivity in the organization, and you are able to upgrade the skills, you're able to learn new things. So management also considers you as a very positive person who's always contributive, who's always trying to make people's life easy, make people's life better, share information, and try to help them out of the challenge. So management will also consider you for the next assignment, for the next project handling, and so on. So what happens is, the change starts with you changing your habit. Instead of newspaper or a magazine, pick up the good book and read through. And third and most important is meeting new people. What happens is, when we are confined within a circle of friends, a circle of relatives, a circle of known colleagues only, we do not get new ideas, we do not get new feedbacks, we do not get that out-of-box kind of ideas from anybody else. Nobody challenges our thought process, nobody asks us for the friends, relatives, and others, colleagues tries to be sweet to you, good to you. They do not want to piss you off. They do not want to make you feel, negative, or any ways such, as to not being able to understand or something. So the thing is, they never come across to you very honestly with their feedback. So you're not verifying what you already know, you're not getting a new input, you're not learning new things, there is no new idea exchange. So what happens is, you're constantly among those men who has been doing themselves the same thing over years, and who has been having the same mentality, same feedback, and same kind of output towards life, outlook towards life. And when you meet constantly with that kind of people, you do not learn new things. So make it a point to meet new people. I mean, like a lot of people might ask, like with the lockdown and the social distancing happening, how do I meet new people? See, come on guys, smarten up, right? In LinkedIn, you can find out the best influencers, the best authors, the best in your industry, okay? And you can send them a request with your intention. Just don't send an invitation or a request to join, or add a friend kind of request. Send a small note along with your request to join as to why you want this person to accept you as a connection over LinkedIn or as a friend over Facebook. Mention what is it that you're looking forward to, what is your skill sets, and why you believe that if you both can connect, it would be beneficial, and because when you write back to them, trust me, I've been writing to a lot of psychiatrists, I've been writing to a lot of life coaches across the globe, and not a single incident happened. Yes, it might be that some report came within 24 hours, some came within 48, some came after 72 hours. But the main thing is, to whomsoever I wrote across the globe, I received a reply, and I shared with them that I'm trying to do a kind of service to the society, trying to help professionals cope up with the stress, cope up with the kind of problems that they are facing, the challenges that they are facing in their life, in their professional life and the personal life. And it's that I believe that if I can get connected to that person, I'll be able to learn new skills, I will be able to learn new things from that person, I'll be able to read the new blogs, the new post that they do, and I'll be able to learn a lot. So that's the reason I want to get connected. And you wouldn't believe, they have literally accepted my friendship. They have added me up to their connection. We exchange information, we exchange ideas, and they even read my post. They even read or watch the videos that I do post over Career Counseling Online, and they even give me a feedback as to, Sanjay, okay, this might have, if you'd have added these points, that video might have been good. So the next day what I do is I create a new video with all those points included, and I come in front of you guys. See, the thing is, it's a collaborative approach. We all learn, we all share, and all are benefited. So when you meet new people, you learn new things through exchange of ideas, through getting new feedbacks, through getting new information sharing, and so on. So guys, I believe if you work tediously on these 3 points, you will be much better positioned. You will be in a much better position than you are in today. And obviously you don't have to go and approach somebody for a promotion or a kind of increment. The management obviously would notice you. The management would obviously find you as a good resource who can be counted upon with a new work, a new assignment, or a new different kind of job role altogether, because you are somebody who's learning, who's experimenting, who's contributing, and who's applying new techniques and new procedures towards a betterment of the process, betterment of the project, betterment of the team, and so on. So guys, work on those 3 notes. I believe it will yield much better result, and you will be in a much better position than you are in today. So with that note today, guys, let me wrap up this morning vibe session with Career Counseling Online. And once again, let me remind you, please like our Facebook page, which is Career Counseling Online. We have a lot of interactions going on, even in our LinkedIn page, which is Career Counseling Online. And I would urge you to visit the YouTube channel, wherein there are number of videos which might give an insight as to the kind of problem that you're facing in the life, the kind of stress that's scoping up, or the kind of solution that you're looking for, that career change that you might be working on for a long time. So guys, with all these notes, wishing you good health, stay at home, stay safe, and stay positive. Right? Stay positive. That's the best thing that you can do to fight this COVID-19 situation. Stay positive. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourself and take care of your family.